And we are live. What's good, y'all? It's your man Dale Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. Like extremely late Monday edition, guys. It's homecoming week, and my not so little one decided she's gonna go to homecoming, so we were out looking for dresses. And here I ain't gonna lie to you, I am not a shopper. I'm the kind of person that if I know what I want, I go get it. It's done. I don't like shopping. However, anytime I get to go on an adventure with my daughter, I am the happiest dude, and I love doing whatever it is we're doing. Today it was shopping. It was hilarious, but I loved it. We didn't find a dress, guys. We did not find a dress. My daughter's not a girly girl, but um, yeah, we didn't find a dress. So we're gonna do the whole thing again tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll probably be late. And you know what? I think we're gonna talk politics all week. It is 8 days to the election. It's about to be 7 days to the election. The election is 1 week from tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Um, I'm just gonna talk politics all week. Why not? I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I definitely want to. I got a live I have to do probably maybe Saturday or maybe Sunday or Monday. I want to react to Michael Sartain. He was talking to Cynthia L. Elliott. Boy, that was a good conversation. I did a short on it, and I need to go back and do a full live on that, but we're gonna do that after the elections, right? So yeah, man. Um, this election thing, bro, bro, is so did Tony Hinchcliffe did kill Tony just kill Trump's shot at the White House at a win? Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Indeed. Um, yeah, guys. this is this is crazy. This is crazy. It definitely got entertaining. I ain't gonna lie to you. It got entertaining with what happened yesterday, I guess it was. That Madison Square Garden rally that Trump did in New York. Bro. I mean, I'm not a Trumper, so there's that part of it. I'm not a Trumper, but I'm not a Trumper. But if I've been watching what's going on, and on the right and on the left. So if you go into the right bubble, if you go into Trump land, if you go into some of the Republican spaces, but definitely the MAGA, the Trump stuff, they're like, "Oh, this was great. Like the spin isn't crazy, and it's crazy. The spin is absolutely incredible. It's crazy." And what they're doing is just plowing through what was said, not just by Tony Hinchcliffe, but by all of the speakers. Like they're just kind of plowing through and just like, we're not going to talk about none of that. Let's just look at it was a sellout crowd. It was electric. It was like the RNC decided to do another day to their conference or whatever. This was great. That's what they're doing on over there on the right side. On the left, oh my goodness. You would think that somebody beat up an old lady, bro. Like it is going crazy what was said, and rightly so. The emphasis is placed on what Tony Hinchcliffe said about Puerto Rico. You guys have heard it already. Comments he's made, his opening bit. Tomorrow, I'm going to be reacting to another comic from LA that I know that I've worked with that's already covered this and kind of broke it down from a stand-up perspective. But tonight, we're just going to talk about the implications, what's going on with, how is it going to negatively impact the Republicans. And it's definitely going to, the damage is done. And we're talking serious damage. Like you don't mess with Puerto Ricans like that. You don't mess with Latinos, right? It's just What just went down was an incredible blunder, especially in a race that's this tight. They just you neither side can afford to lose voters. Neither side. And for a reason, the Trump folks don't realize that they're fighting for folks in the middle, undecided, the fence sitters, whoever they may be. At this point, you wouldn't think there are many out there, but every vote's going to count in this election. For some reason, I guess they just forgot about that. You know, it seems that how depends on how deep down that rabbit hole you go on the conservative side. They really believe that they got this in the bag. Like there's no way we can lose. I don't know where that came from. This race is inside of the margin of error, extremely close, and it boils down to what we were saying from the very beginning. The Democrats got to hold on to the blue wall. They hold on to Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, they win the race. They win the electoral college, and more than likely, they're going to win the popular vote, especially after Sunday. So what Team Trump did is it's like being in an American football game, right? It's the fourth quarter. It's like 5 minutes left in the game. You're up by 3. You got the ball, and it's like you're driving. You're on your side of the field, but you're driving, and you throw a pick six. You just try to force something. You run around like crazy instead of just throwing the ball out of bounds or taking a sack or do whatever. You try to make a play, and bam, interception. They run it back. Y'all managed to get them down. Now it's 1st and 10. They're on your 35, right? That's what just happened. And for those out there in the rest of the world, you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then you should be watching American football, because American football is the best ever, 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 ever. God made that sport, right? God made that sport for humans to watch everywhere on planet Earth. Watch American football. But it's just, instead of just being conservative, protecting your lead, just drive down the field and score. Either, get a field goal, make it real tough for the other side. You running out the clock and make them use your timeouts, or get a touchdown and go up by 2 possessions and pretty much put it away. You go out and you do this, and you give up the pick. Right? This is bad. In fact, this might be more akin to a pick six. This might be pick touchdown. And now, instead of being up 3, you down 4. Right? So, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. So, yeah, what did I spell? I probably spelled something wrong. I will go back and check the title. Did kill Tony, kill T, shot at a win? I probably did misspell something. Because I was sitting here rushing, man. I'll go back and check. I'm actually going to change the title and everything. I got to do a thumbnail. It's going to be a thumbnail with Tony's picture on there, Trump's picture on there. Probably, like maybe Jennifer Lopez and Bad Bunny is going to be on there. It is crazy, but shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you keeping me solid. Catch in the chat, brother Michael Lee's in the building. What's good, fam? I see you, man. Ain't no wreck news only on this episode, bro. We're not going to be talking about anybody. Damian H is in the building. What's good, fam? It comes from the fact that we put up with an immoral administration for the past 4 years. Not to mention they are not the party of family values anymore. Not with that work, perverse shit with our kids. Hope this helps. Hey, man. Here's the thing. It's not about the people who are Team Trump. It's not about the people who are Team Democrat, because most folks aren't even Team Harris. They're just voting against Trump, right? Harris, of all the Democrats that could have won, I think she's the absolute worst pick, but the way it went down, it is what it is. But what really, it's those people in the middle. If there are folks out there who still were kind of on the fence, didn't know what to do, don't know where they want to vote or whatever, this does a lot of damage, in particular to the Puerto Rican vote. The Puerto Rican vote is massive. It's massive. What just went down is, you're talking about a race that's razor thin, right? They're within the margin of error. No one's ahead, no one's behind. I mean, you can look at whatever poll you want to look at, but basically all the numbers show that this race is within the margin of error. Um, and again, if this race, if the election would have been Saturday night, I probably would have said advantage Trump. Advantage Trump. If the race were tomorrow night, I would say definitely at this point advantage Harris. I think a lot of people don't truly understand how our Latino brothers and sisters get down. I mean, they're still 100% family. They listen to their family. They stick together. They move as a community. They have shared culture, language, dialects, all that, all that good stuff. Food, dance, everything. Right. So there are a lot of Puerto Ricans out there really upset. Really upset. There's some Puerto Ricans out there right now who they put the vote in already. They voted early and they're upset because they want to change that vote. And some of them could even go out there and what they're going to do is go to the polls and vote again and then tell themselves oh, I voted twice so their votes could get thrown out. That way the vote doesn't go to, Team Trump. That might happen. There are people out there who haven't voted yet and they were already ready to go. Team Trump, rah, rah, rah. And now with this, what, my island is garbage? What are you talking about? Now, mind you, there were plenty of racist jokes to go around for everybody, right? If you go back and watch that, even if you watch Tony Hinchcliffe's opening bit, there was a lot to go around. Not necessarily his wheelhouse. I talked about this. You guys can go see. I did just a video on it, a real quick video. I was driving around talking about this earlier today. I posted it a few hours ago. This isn't his wheelhouse. This isn't what he does. And I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow when we break down the comedic side of all this. But, I don't blame Tony. If you're going to blame anyone, you got to blame the person who booked Tony. Who didn't go and find out what he was going to say? Who didn't say, hey, man, if you don't want to write down your routine, just kind of run it by me, man. Give me your bullet points. Give me something. Do you even have a routine? How long they have him up there? Maybe 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. However long they had him. Do you have a 15 that you're going to use? What's the opener going to be? No one asked anything, really. And it seems it's come out that he did have something else he wanted to put in his routine that they asked him to remove. That's being bounced around in mainstream media. But the big thing is, bro, we all got it, bro. We all got it, bro. Everybody got it. Like I said, there was plenty of stuff. If he was doing a routine somewhere in somebody's comedy club, somewhere in America, it would have been whatever. But you're doing this on a world stage, and it just sets the tone. He's the first person you hear, and the stuff that he was saying was crazy. Again, we're going to talk about this tomorrow. Ty Rivera is a comedian that I've worked with in the past. I've known Ty for years. He's LGBTQ, part of that world. He's a Trumper. He's a MAGA guy. He lives in LA. Crazy. I know, right? That this election has created some strange bedfellows on both sides, right? It will blow your mind at word. We're going to break down, Ty did a video today. We're going to break that down tomorrow because he has some really good points. I want to get in that from a professional standpoint. But it's not Tony's fault. Right? As a comedian, you're like, they have to know what I do, right? Or they wouldn't ask me to do this. And they said they didn't want to see the bit. So I'm just going to do me. And that's what happened. That's what happened. So, but going after Puerto Ricans, bro, I'm telling you, this is going to really shake up this election. This is really going to play in Pennsylvania. It's going to play a little bit in Michigan, perhaps. I don't know if it's going to play that much in Wisconsin. I don't know how many Latinos are there, but it doesn't take many. That's how close this election is. It doesn't take much. A point here, a point there, a point and a half from this group, 2 points from that group, bam, you're over. From either side, that's how close it is. From either side. Boy, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what they was thinking. So, and this is what I'm talking about here. CNN talked about it. Definitely CNN is 100% liberal, is 100% in the bag for the Democrats. We know this. Like, it is what it is. But they put up some numbers, and they did a really good job of making a point that I wanted to just emphasize with this talk right here. And guys, we're not going to go too late. I just want to jump on here because you guys know, like, I'm not a Trump guy, and I have my reasons. But as far as this election goes, I'm just kind of looking at the election like watching a game, like watching a football game or a basketball game or whatever. I'm watching it for the competition that it is. I'm just checking it out, and I want to do my best to kind of, stay in the middle and just kind of show, you know what I mean, like what I'm seeing here. You know, at the time that they went live with this, with Tony, Kill Tony, opening up their event in New York City, it was 9 days to the election. That's not like it just wow, yeah, brother Mark, he shot himself in the foot big time. 9 days to the election, bro. Like I said, you're up. Like, you're up a little bit. You're not crushing it. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not running away with it, but you're up. Like I said, like a football game, you're up 3. It's less than 5 minutes to go in the game. You got the ball. You guys are driving your side of the field. Just protect the ball, run the clock out, force the defense to use their timeouts. That's how I saw it. I'm thinking, like, that's where they are right now. They're just, you good. You up 3. You're up 3. It's a close game. Don't do anything stupid, right? That's the end of this. Isn't that what every coach tells you? Don't do anything stupid. You're coming out there, you're like, boy, all right, you know what I mean? We in this, looking at the clock. This is a pretty good place to be. Don't do anything stupid. This was stupid. If you're Team Trump, you should be livid. And one point I want to make before we show this video from CNN. Listen, y'all, I'm just keep it 100. There's not going to be any stop the steal. They stole the election, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man. Nah, man. Not with this. Like, you lost it. If in fact you do lose this one, you lost it on your own. Same with Team Harris. If they lose it, the Democrats in general, if the Democrats lose this election, it is the Democrats' fault for backing Joe Biden from the very beginning. They knew he was too old. They knew he was senile. They knew he was slipping, and they just all circled the wagons and tried to just do what they was doing. So, all bullshit aside, the Democrats should lose. I'm just keeping it 100. Like I said, Kamala's not the pick. That's not the one. She wouldn't have won a primary, right? But we are where we are right now. So it neither side really. I mean, because whoever wins, the other side is going to say, there were irregularities and da 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 da. It doesn't matter. At this point, it just doesn't matter. The Democrats blew it early on. Now, Team Trump just blew it right here with this thing in New York, which I don't even know why he was in New York. New York isn't in play. The state of New York, the city of New York in particular, hates Donald Trump. Hey, bro, they're trying to lock you up there. Why are you in New York? Doesn't even make sense. Why are you there? Why are you there? Do this rally somewhere else. You could have done it in Georgia, which he wound up being in Georgia today anyway. Could have done it in North Carolina, where the polls show that Harris' team has a slight edge. Nevada, Arizona, shit, could have did it down here in Florida. You could have done it down here in Florida, because I'm here to tell you, man, Florida, keep your eye on Florida a week from tomorrow night. Keep your eye on Florida. People down here are not happy. The Republicans down here are not happy. Them hurricanes, what's going on with the housing market, what DeSantis has been doing, bro. At the timing of all that, just crazy timing. People are frustrated, and they're not going to know what else. What else can we do? Well, we can be heard with this vote right here. Keep your eye on Florida. Not to say that Florida's going to be in play or anything like that, but hey, we wake up on Wednesday, right? The day after the election, and we wake up and see that Florida's blue. Like the Democrats won Florida. It's crazy down here. It's crazy down here. People are losing their homes, man. It's crazy down here. People are getting laid off left and right. It's crazy down here. People are having a hard time holding on to the jobs now. Before, they were places like restaurants. You can go to work and work today, get paid today. Right now, bro, you got to go through an application process to get on at the burger joint. He really hurt himself. Really hurt himself. Yeah, like the Dems did. The Dems definitely went after that whole KKK thing, like to talk about that rally that was back in the 30s, late 30s. Um, I mean, it's crazy. Most people haven't seen that, but I've seen that. In fact, there was some Jewish guys, protesters back then doing that, rally when it was the American, you know, Nazis back then. They went up there. Some Jewish protesters managed to get on the stage. They actually got beat up. They like tearing the clothes off of the Jewish protesters. Crazy shit, man. That's online. You can go watch it. It's all on YouTube. Crazy stuff. And then that was in the lead up to World War II, and that was before Pearl Harbor. After Pearl Harbor, it was a wrap. There were a lot of Americans who were very sympathetic to World War II Germany. I don't know how the algorithm feels about that word, but the short mustache people, there were a lot of Americans, including prominent Americans like JFK's father, who was down for that government. They were down for the Germans. They were down for what they were doing until Pearl Harbor came and changed all that. But, that's neither here nor there. Trump allowing people like Tony Hinchcliffe to come out and say those things about the Puerto Ricans in general. Bad move. Bad move. Again, like, full disclosure, guys, I'm not part of that world, but this, like I said, this is just, me and Jay Swans, we have these conversations all the time. We talk about this all the time with my friends out in the real world. This is why the Republicans that I know, that the real Republicans, they pointed to this right away. Like, see, that's what we're talking about right there. That's what we're talking about right there. Right? The real Republicans aren't happy with this. Again, the MAGA guys, the Trumpers, they don't care. To them, that's what they want to hear, is blowing that dog whistle. I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it now. I don't really believe that Trump is racist. However, there are tons of racists within that group. You look at, surely there are tons of racists in that group. You look at MAGA, you look at those those far right folks, tons of them. And it's just, it's cold water on the face of Latinos all over America. So let's look at how important the Puerto Rican vote is, in particular in the swing states. This is CNN. Let's check it out.
All right, this morning, something unusual. Republicans, even the Trump campaign, trying to undo some of the damage from Donald Trump's big rally here in New York City. Specifically, comments made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. He was invited, remember, by the Trump campaign to speak at this rally. Listen.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
So y'all heard some laughter, and then y'all heard some, if you listen closely, you can hear some groans. If you look behind them, not a lot of people really laughing to it. Now, here's the thing, Tony came out first. He was basically opening. He was the opener. We're going to really get into this tomorrow when we review the video. But I mean, this is his first joke. This is it. This is your opener. You coming out. This is the first one. And man, oh man, it screams to me that Kill Tony here is way outside of his depth. This is not his wheelhouse. Like, bro, what are you doing? And it seems to me that no one from the Trump side even told him, like, hey, bro, this is what's going on. We're in a tight race. Well, we want you to do your thing, but do us a favor. Stay away from this, and this. There's something simple, like, bro, do us a favor. Don't get us in trouble. Like, your people are here. A lot of the people who follow Kill Tony, a lot of people from the Rogan sphere, all that, they're over there for this particular election. Nothing wrong with that. Vote for who you want to vote for. I ain't mad at you. But, the Trump people should have been telling Tony, like, don't get us in trouble. This is what we don't need, right? Is something crazy like you saying Puerto Rico's a floating pile of trash. Like, that's what we don't need. Tony is a competent comic. He could have went in there and just made fun of everybody wearing America shirts and the big hats and the big crazy stuff. He could have made fun of his own belt buckle, which didn't even, like, completely out of place. He could have just made fun of that. Just kind of made fun of everyone and just just did it that way. But what he did, oh my goodness, what he did.
All right, why are Republicans so nervous about those comments right there? Well, it has to do, as I said, with one of the most important voting blocks in one of the most important places, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, you remember the Commonwealth? Joe Biden won it by just 81,000 votes in 2020. Donald Trump won it by 44,000 votes in 2016. So you get the idea. It's really close in Pennsylvania. Okay, there are around 600,000 by some counts, 600,000 Latino voters, I'll put an L right there, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Around, by some counts, 300,000 Puerto Rican voters in the state of Pennsylvania, the third highest Puerto Rican population in the entire country. You will.
So like that number, and you talk to some folks, I mean, that's the big number. Some are saying is, close to 400,000, right? You're hearing all kind of numbers, but let's run with the 300. 600,000 Latino voters in Pennsylvania alone. Of that, roughly half Puerto Rican. Roughly half of Puerto Rican. Right. And you look at the last two, like when Trump won Pennsylvania, he won by less than 100,000 votes. It's like at 44,000 or something like that. When Biden won it, he won it by like less than 100,000, like 81,000 votes, right? Bro, razor thin. Razor thin. This is why you don't want to go messing with Puerto Ricans, especially. And look at that, the 600,000 Latino votes. Like, bro, you think for a moment that the Cuban Americans, that the Dominicans, right? They're from islands. You think for a moment that the Colombians, the Venezuelans, you don't think they're watching this closely? You don't think the phones are burning up? People are talking? I'm telling you, that community can organize on a dime. They could pivot on a dime. I'm talking about all the Latinos, not just the Puerto Ricans. Let's continue.
Well, notice one thing about these two numbers here. They're both way bigger than the margin in Pennsylvania the last two elections. They are a key voting bloc in the Commonwealth. And it's not just the numbers, it's where they are in the Commonwealth. Let's focus in here. Now, the darker the shade, the greater the population. And there are a few places that are pushing 30, 40, 50% Hispanic population. I'm going to circle them right here around these three counties and these two counties here. And if I take out this filter and go back to the main map, what you can see is that 4 years ago, Joe Biden won 3 of these counties. Donald Trump really won 2. And there's some of the swingiest in this swing Commonwealth. Let's just push in. Everyone knows Joe Biden, of course, is from Scranton, Lackawanna County. He got 53% there. It's really tight. Nearby Wilkes-Barre, Luzerne County. Donald Trump won that. But again, 56 to 42, pretty tight there. You go a little bit south here. Reading is Berks County. Donald Trump, 53%. Again, very close. Maybe the most telling is Lehigh County. That's where Allentown is. People know the Billy Joel song from Allentown. But Lehigh County has had huge demographic shifts over the years, has nearly a 50% Hispanic population. And you can see Joe Biden won 53% of the vote there, 98,000 votes. He was able to get 17,000 votes more than Hillary Clinton did. This is often seen, Lehigh County, as one of the most important swing counties in the entire country. Huge Puerto Rican population, Kate. You can understand why Republicans are nervous about this campaign. Kamala Harris was in Pennsylvania talking to Puerto Rican voters while they were being made, Kate.
Exactly. It'd be a perfect illustration of exactly what is before us today. Joining us right now to talk much more about it is former.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a little crush on this correspondent right here. I don't know her name, but she kind of cute. There's something about her. You know what I mean? I'm not quite sure what it is, but hey, if you listening, holla, 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 holla. I think you're kind of cute, girl. But she might be married. I gotta look at her hand and see. But bro, listen. This was a huge misstep. I mean, seriously, if Donald Trump loses this election, bro, this is what everyone's going to be pointing to. Sunday night, Madison Square Garden, that's what everybody's going to be pointing to. They screwed that up. What's good? Like the cash in the building. Hey, fam, you got to pull up, man. Pull up on Saturday, bro. Every Saturday to the end of the year, every Saturday from 2 to 6, man, we at Trillis, man. Pull up. And we're not doing anything crazy, man. We just kicking it, man, networking, breaking bread, watching a little football, eating some flatbread. They got the my man Joe got the best flatbread in Ybor City, bro. So pull up, check it out. I'll be posting, so every Saturday I'll be posting on Instagram, man. Every Saturday, pull up, man. Pull up. It'll be good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. Pull up. And then, after we kick it there, maybe we can go over to Sterling's, man, and get us a cigar or something, because that rooftop is fire. We can't smoke in Joe's joint, but we can walk right down to the cigar spot. So it's good to see you, bro. But yeah, man, he definitely stepped into it big time, bro. He stepped into it big time. Again, if I was working on the campaign, I'd be screaming. I'll be so livid. Whoever booked Tony, whoever booked him and didn't talk to that kid. I mean, bro, any comic at this point, like, man, we too close, man. Don't bring in anybody that's gonna mess us up. And I mean, bro, that's just where they are right now. Comedy, especially for a lot of these younger comics, especially someone like Tony Hinchcliffe, that's what he does. That's all he does is talk crazy. They loved him for the Tom Brady roast. I didn't watch it. I don't like that sort of stuff. To me, that's not traditional comedy. That's not stand-up. But that's what people tend to want. And he's kind of good in that. Again, we'll be talking more about Tony tomorrow. Like I said, Tony's not the bad guy in all this. He's just doing what he does. Right? He's just doing what he does. So yeah, and please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, people. I appreciate y'all. But man, bro, it's just crazy. And yes, you did see it on Instagram, man. I'm gonna be posting that. Like I said, we're gonna be there every Saturday, 2 to 6. Every Saturday until the end of the year, bro. We're gonna be actually soon. We're gonna be bringing a comedy show there as well. Networking events. We about to blow it out up in that joint, man. When you come, you'll see what I'm talking about, bro. It's fire. It's fire. Don DeMarco, to my man Joe and Trillis at Buckley. Don DeMarco. It's a great spot, man. It's a great spot. But yeah, let's continue with the news coverage.
Former Trump White House Associate Counsel May Mailman and longtime Democratic strategist Doug Thornell. It's great to see you guys. May, this joke, non-joke, this happening now, attacking Puerto Rico from the stage, this happening now is part of what is obviously very clearly both campaigns trying to lock in their closing argument. This happening now does what?
It doesn't do anything positive, right? Like, I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't seem very funny. I don't know why comedy has turned to just like picking out various groups and making fun of them, but that sort of is the way that it is. And it's like, people need to get smarter. But you actually listen to what Trump said in his speech. He starts off by, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Great, that's on message. He says, I'm here with a message of hope. He gives promises a tax credit to essentially women, to home health care providers. These are people who have older parents and often kids. Like, this is a gettable group. So there was a lot of positive that happened. And then you have this random person saying something very not funny. And I don't think he'll be getting a Netflix special anytime soon. So, it's frustrating.
Doug.
So that's a Republican surrogate right there. CNN still tries to get folks to, from both sides to come on. You can't defend what Tony said. You can't defend the opening act, so to speak. But it wasn't just him. Grant Cardone came in there, was talking about her pimps. Terrible. I like, damn. There's a couple other dudes that I don't know. One dude was calling her the Antichrist. Another dude was saying she's evil. It was a handful of dudes. Tucker was doing the Tucker thing. Now, I guess the surrogates, the talking heads are like, well, just forget about that part and focus on these other parts over here. But I mean, it's just, and the fact that the Trump campaign came out and tried to distance themselves from the comments, which you don't normally see. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that from the Trump campaign. That actually comes out kind of to like what Life of Cash is saying. It's one of those, let's try to Jedi mind trick the whole world. He didn't say that. These aren't the joys you're looking for. You know what I mean? Move along. I think that this is a huge misstep, and this close to the election day, man, they have it's just the rhetoric around it has to be better. I think it was Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, is now current senator of Florida. He came out like it was horrible, shouldn't have been done. And it looks like what they're doing is like, let's just put all this on Tony. We'll just put it all on Tony. And hopefully, that'll be a good enough deflection. Everybody will take shots at Tony, and then it'll be over in a cycle or two. So, we'll be able to get back on message, whatever message is. We still got, like 8 days or so. But I think this is going to stay. Not that I think, I know this is going to stay a hot topic until the election day, because mainstream media is going to keep bringing it back. They're not going to let it go. Again, mainstream media in the pockets of the Democrats. It is what it is. Even Fox News is not trying to defend it. What they want to do is bury the story. Let's talk about something else. So, like I said, he threw a pick. Maybe even you call it a pick six. Depending, we'll have to wait and see, because there's not going to be any more polls that are going to let us know, where this demographic is before election day. So we're just going to be exit polling and just continuing to talk to folks, which is what's going on now. Puerto Ricans are not happy. They are not happy. Yeah, JD Vance is stuck with it. What did he say? It's like, people need to stop being so sensitive. Yeah, I saw that. There's nothing else he can really say. Well, it's just a joke. Quit being so sensitive. Word? Let's continue.
The Trump campaign did, as John was pointing out, moved quickly to disavow this remark, distancing themselves from it. But at the same time, they also did not move to disavow what else was said from the stage. If we're just talking about in the lead up to him coming on stage, one of his warm-up acts calling Harris the devil and antichrist, another likening her to a prostitute, saying that she and her quote unquote pimp handlers will ruin the country. That says what and does what?
Well, remember, they approved all these speakers. I assume if they're a functional, competent campaign, they approved what they were going to say on stage. So them trying to push back now is a little bit hard to believe. I think it put the whole MAGA movement on display. And I can tell you from what I've seen doing a lot of races around the country, the MAGA brand is deeply unpopular and brings Republicans down. And I think,
he's right about that. Remember, whenever we do talk politics over here, the few times we talk about it, I always draw the distinction between the Trumpers, MAGA people, and Republicans. They're two different groups. And this is the stuff that drives Republicans crazy. They just hate this kind of stuff. And then you'll hear a lot of the surrogates saying, oh, Trump is a uniter. He's bringing in all these different groups. We have this big tent now on the Republican side. We have black folks, and we have Latinos, and we have Asians, and we have women, and we have all this. But then you hear what's being said inside that big tent. It makes it really difficult for Republicans to align themselves. Now, again, I think, Republicans do get in line when, they're going to get behind whoever. But with stuff like this, it just really hurts them. It really hurts them, bro. It really hurts them. And yeah, bro, like you look at the way they get down. You look at the way the Trump folks handled this vetting thing of Tony and all the other people. It just makes you believe that they're okay with this. And the only reason they're pushing back now is because there's only a week before the election, and they know this is kryptonite. This is definitely going to hurt them. It's definitely going to hurt.
A week out from the election, this being kind of the last big image of the campaign is going to be bad for Trump. And I hear May on what Trump may have said in his speech, but quite frankly, what's being clipped and what's being sent out there, especially in Latino communities, isn't anything he said. It's all the other divisive stuff that was said by his surrogates. And that's not the way you close a campaign, 8 days out.
Doug, let me ask you this, though. At the same time, we have seen leading up to this point, this isn't the first time that there has, even Donald Trump himself has said something that you would view as offensive to Latinos. One thing we have seen, though, since 2016 to now is he's made gains with Latino voters. Kamala Harris is seeing less support among Latino voters than other Democrats. He is making gains from where he was in 2016. How do you explain that, and what do you think that means about where we are, Doug?
Well, look, I think if you look at, there was a competitor network poll out yesterday that showed Kamala Harris actually doing very well, in fact, better with Latino voters than Joe Biden did in 2020. So I think that with a week out, we have still a few number of undecided voters. They're tuning in. And I think if they're tuning in, then they're seeing this MAGA movement on full display, the bizarre, hateful rhetoric. I think that's going to turn a lot of people away. And I think it also turns a lot of other voters away, suburban voters that are up for grabs. So I think what we're seeing from the campaign, from the Harris campaign, is an aggressive, targeted effort to actually match or do better than where Biden did in 20. And she's on track, I think, to do that. And this doesn't help the Trump campaign by any means.
And old boy's right. There's just no getting around that part right there. There's just no getting around it. You just cannot get around it. The best you can do is what JD Vance did. It's like, oh, people shouldn't be so sensitive. Tony Hinchcliffe he was on X. It's like, they're just jokes, people, relax. No, they're not gonna relax. Not on this stage, not in this content, like in this context. So this was a huge blunder, man. I'm telling you. Trump was running around in the pocket, scrambling, trying to make a play happen. He throws the interception, and now the pressure's on. You know, how are they going to handle this? Bro, I mean, if they're lucky, this story goes away in 4 days, but we know that's not going to happen. They're going to be, I mean, there's already campaign commercials out there talking about this right now. Kamala Harris already made them within a day. In less than 24 hours, they got them campaigns up. Jennifer Lopez endorsing Kamala Harris and posting that campaign video that she made about all this. Bad Bunny. Hey, bro, that dude walks on water in the Latino world. You got everyone looking at it. The problem that the Republicans are facing now, really MAGA, like I said, the problem the Trumpers are facing now is they're dealing with a united community. A lot of pride, a lot of respect, for their elders. Now, Abuela is going to be telling you, you better not vote for that pendejo Trump, right? That's what's going on now. And I'm here to tell you, man, they listen to grandma, right? They listen to grandma. The Black community used to be like that, right? You got a community where people listen to their elders. That's what's going on in the Puerto Rican, in the Puerto Rican community. There's so much pride. I'm actually curious to hear what Fat Joe has to say about all this. I'm pretty sure if he hasn't posted something, he will soon. Somebody's gonna give Fat Joe a call. What's Joey Crack think about all this? Right, and that's gonna be a pull on the younger voters, and then you have the elders who are hitting the non-street folks or whatever, and even the gangsters listen to the elders. They know what they're doing ain't right, but they listen. You shouldn't be doing that. They listen. They try to turn it around. That, man, I'm telling you, man, that community is not to be trifled with. This is horrible. And the fact that Trump himself, to my knowledge, I don't know if he's done this, but it's 10:50 p.m. East Coast time on the 28th. Has Trump come out and apologized or said, that's not me? I don't have any, has he distanced himself? We know the campaign has, but that's not how the Trumpers get down. They just say it louder. And Trump has said far worse. So now all those videos are going to surface. Bro, it's like you trying to get a game away. I know Trump ain't trying to lose this race because, dude, he's still facing them cases. I know he ain't trying to lose this race. But Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, the polls got Trump up in Wisconsin by a hair. Of course, everything is within the margin of error, and it depends on what poll you're looking at. But Pennsylvania and Michigan, it's really tight, but I think it's a slight advantage, I think, to Harris. Bro, this could push her. This could give her the boost that she needs. I mean, it's just, man, appreciate that, bro. Yeah, please hit that like button if y'all don't mind. But this could give her the boost that she needs. Like, look at that. Bad Bunny, J-Lo, Ricky Martin, Mark Anthony. They've all come out. There was a big rally in Miami just a few days ago. big, Trump support rally, blah, blah, blah. You think that was all Cubans? No, it was Puerto Ricans down there too, Dominicans, Colombians, they were all down there. And that they're looking at this. And I'm telling you, the Latino community, especially when it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, when it comes to family, bro, I'm here to tell you, they are in lockstep. And if the elders within that community are like, no, that's offensive. No, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And the young guys come up, pedo this and pedo that. Now, but nothing. You might see a major swing, and it's gonna be fascinating to see the results when this is all over, to see where the Latino vote landed. It's gonna be, it's like I said, bro. And this isn't about, they stole this election from us. You ain't gonna be able to say that this time. Nah, player. This is what your team did. Y'all gave up the interception, bro. You turned the ball over deep in your own territory. Yeah, the Dems they're gonna drive down and score. Yeah, they're gonna do that. Now you need Team Harris to do something stupid. Right? And here's the thing: it's not like that they were taking a huge segment of that voting block anyway. They were getting more, like the Trumpers were getting more black voters and more Latino male voters than before. But it's not like it was, we're gonna get 80% of this voting block. Nah, that wasn't a thing. Come on now, that wasn't a thing. And like Allentown is tomorrow. Yeah, that wasn't a thing. So I just wanted to jump in real quick, guys, and talk about it. We're definitely going to be talking about the race moving forward. I probably will do a daytime show tomorrow, and I'll probably do one of these late shows because we got to go to another mall to go find my daughter a homecoming dress. So probably going to be late again. So what I'll do is probably do one real early. Just kind of break down some stuff that I'm seeing, breaking points. You guys, I like to bring on what they're talking about with breaking points. Saagar being conservative and Crystal being liberal. They kind of break down some stuff, and they talked at length about this. And I think that'll be pretty cool. It's like 2 weeks to go, bro. We're looking at a week from tomorrow is the election, man. A week from tomorrow is the election. So, it's about to be 7 days. So this is going to be crazy. And like I said, 4 of those days, they're going to be talking about this for at least 4. But, the mainstream media is going to keep this in the forefront until a week from tomorrow, until election day. This is all you're going to see. You best believe that the Democrats and the liberals are out there making all of these videos with the stuff that was said at that rally. And again, Team Trump didn't even have to be in New York. New York is not in play. Why even go to New York? They don't like you in New York. They're trying to lock you up in New York. In fact, he's looking at sentencing, right? From the stuff that the cases that they convicted him of, whatever, which again, I'm not a Trump guy, but I looked at what they convicted him of. I'm like, wow, I can't believe they were able to get that into court, let alone get a conviction. That just blew my mind. Like, bro, what kind of lawyers do you have? But that's another conversation for another day, right? So, hey, guys, we're going to be talking about politics. We're going to be talking about this race every day until the election, definitely for this week, just because, why not? We should be talking about it, I think. And then we'll get back on track with the stuff that we talk about over here. So I'll be seeing you guys again. Tomorrow I might be late. I might not do my normal 5 o'clock time, but Wednesday and Thursday, definitely I'll be back on schedule. But my not so little one comes first. It's homecoming, guys. She need a dress. So Papa got to take her out to get a dress. Y'all know what it is. And you got it has to be a certain color because it has to keep with the colors, the theme colors of the whatever. It is what it is. But whenever I get to go on an adventure with my daughter, I'm just the happiest man ever. I don't care about anything else because I'm fortunate enough that I could just be here for her, especially for her high school years. And then once she's out of high school, then it's on. Look out, Peru. I think I'm going to come down there. I'm definitely going to be in Miami. So it is what it is. But until then, my focus and my whole reason for doing everything is for her. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I hate shopping, but I love being with my daughter. So we got to walk around the mall looking for whatever we're looking for and talking. And it's just the best part of being a parent. So, all right, guys, that's all I got. I'm gonna leave it there. What a what a misstep. What a misstep. Let's keep our eyes on this, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. If the Trump campaign loses this race, you might be able to point to Sunday night and Tony Hinchcliffe, but he wasn't the only one. There was a bunch of people talking. This might be what stopped the Trump train. Don't mess with the Latino vote. Just don't do it. It's just not smart, right? So I'm gonna talk to y'all later, y'all. I'm DL saying this is I Really Want to Know podcast. Peace.